So many people love to talk about hell, they love to talk about fire. But what exactly does paradise look like? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again has created us for paradise. And if we seek toward gaining closeness and proximity to Him, then why not know exactly where it is that we're going? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala numerous times within His holy book mentions details around what paradise looks like. And it's better for us to reflect upon those verses such that it gives us the motivation and the incentive to really do everything that we can and incline ourselves toward it. If our managers told us that if we perform tasks X and Y and Z on a particular date, we're going to get such and such bonus, we're going to be that much more inclined toward getting or performing all of those tasks. Similarly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, amongst the many reasons why He speaks about paradise and He speaks about the details of the reward that we have the potential to receive, is to give us that motivation to act accordingly. God knows that we love physical, tangible things. He knows that we think about food and that we think about homes and that we think about comfort and contentment. Thus Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us these little glimpses into what paradise looks like. He states, for instance, in chapter 36 of the Holy Quran, Surah Yasin, verse number 55, إِنَّ أَصْحَابَ الْجَنَّةِ الْيَوْمَ فِي شُغُلٍ فَاكِهُونَ. He states, surely the dwellers, the people of paradise, they have one task. Their one job is to be in a state of enjoyment. Doesn't make much sense to us because in life, in every moment of pleasure and enjoyment, it's also mixed with a little bit of stress, isn't it? A little bit of anxiety. Think about the happiest moment that you ever experienced in life. When I think about my own, it's those moments when my 2 daughters were born into this world. There is no moment that brings me joy and pleasure like thinking about that moment when I saw their beautiful faces. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He tells us in this verse, إِنَّ أَصْحَابَ الْجَنَّةِ الْيَوْمَ فِي شُغَلٍ فَاكِهُونَ, that in that world, every moment of pleasure is only pleasurable. Even at that moment, which was so pleasurable and offers me so much contentment, I had a little bit of stress. I looked toward the doctors and I said, are they healthy? When someone graduates college, their first question, even though they're in a state of enjoyment, is, I need a job. At that moment when you get your first paycheck, you start to think, oh no, I have so many bills to pay. At every pleasurable moment, there is an end to it. You go on vacation and you know that at the end of the day, you can't live, unfortunately, on vacation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, don't worry, because in the world beyond this one, you only have one task, and that is to enjoy, and that is to find pleasure and contentment. إِنَّ أَصْحَابَ الْجَنَّةِ الْيَوْمَ فِي شُغُلٍ فَاكِهُونَ هُمْ وَأَزْوَاجُهُمْ فِي ظِلَالٍ عَلَى الْأَرَائِكِ مُتَّكِئُونَ. He continues. And he states that they shall be in the company of those whom they love. That the people of paradise will be in the company of our family members, our friends, those whom we just enjoy being in their company, but not in any way. We're going to be seated on couches. We're going to be reclined. We're going to be comfortable. We're going to be in a state of utter and absolute bliss and enjoyment. Someone says, no, I didn't always get along with my family members. I fought with them. I argued with them. But in that world, there's no argument. In that world, that relationship that you had is only pure, only brings you more happiness and brings you more contentment. وَأَزْوَاجُهُمْ فِي ظِلَالٍ عَلَى الْأَرَائِكِ مُتَّكِئُونَ لَهُمْ فِيهَا فَاكِهَةٌ وَلَهُمْ مَا يَدَّعُونَ. God, He tells us that in that paradise, you will have fruits. You will have the ability to eat the most delicious of fruits. If I go to the grocery store today and I purchase an apple and I'm really excited to eat that apple, the minute that I eat that apple, I realize that, wait a minute, it's not nearly as good as I anticipated it to be. It's not as crunchy or as juicy as I initially intended for it to be. But don't worry, the fruits of paradise, they have an incredible taste. And they have that sense of pleasure and deliciousness that our intellect didn't have the capacity to perceive. وَلَهُمْ مَا يَدَّعُونَ. And if you don't eat fruits, don't worry. You want the best steak, you want the best cheeseburger, it's reserved for the people in paradise. Whatever it is that we desire and that we crave, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will offer that to us. Then He continues, Azza wa Jal, Salamun qawlan min Rabbir Rahim. He gives us a reward on that day that is far better than food, far better than drink, far better than the company that we will be in. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that at that moment when we're seated by our loved ones and we're enjoying all of the physical pleasures of this dunya, he states, Salam qawlan min Rabbir Rahim, that the angels will come to us. And they will come to us and they will say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would like to welcome you into this paradise that you have received and that you deserve due to your efforts in the dunya. And they will say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most merciful Lord, has sent His salam, His peace and His blessings upon you. In life, more than any physical benefit that we receive, we love validation a little bit more. And at that moment, we get validation from the Lord of the worlds, where we know that Allah Azza wa Jal, in His kindness and in His mercy and in His compassion and in His love, He shows contentment for us. And that will be amongst the greatest gifts that we receive in paradise.